Today is a very auspicious day, Ekadashi Tithi, most dear to Krishna. So all devotees, they are observing to please him by refraining from all sinful activities, all enjoyments, fasting according to scriptural injunctions, and remaining near Krishna all the time through serving him with all good qualities, means with devotion. They are doing more bhajan to please Krishna on this day, and Krishna is more satisfied. Also, day before yesterday, when we were hearing about Madhvacharya's disappearance day, then we also read Aitareya Upanishad. That time I said it is about how Supreme Lord is creating. We will also come to this topic in Bhagavatam, in second canto. So I also remember that in the beginning that was quite difficult for me to understand, and because of that I tried to quickly. But then I mentioned there is one commentary by Srila Swami Maharaj which is explaining, so I said I can try to find it. So I found it, so I first want to read this before we continue our Bhagavatam where we left. It is in second canto, 7th chapter. Here, the personality of Godhead is the supreme master of everything auspicious, because the results of whatever actions are performed by the living being in either the material or spiritual existence are awarded by the Lord. As such, he is the ultimate benefactor, because Mangalam Vishnu, Mangalam Madhusudanam, he's all good. But if we have some other desires, then we are unable to see how he is all the time merciful to us in spiritual world and in this material world to rectify us. So here, this verse continues, every living entity is unborn, and therefore, even after the annihilation of the material elementary body, the living entity exists, exactly like the air within the body. My dear son, I have now explained in brief the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the creator of the manifested worlds. Without him, or Lord Hari, there are no other causes of the phenomenal and noumenal existences. O Narad, this science of God, or SRIMAD Bhagavatam, was spoken to me in summary by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it was spoken as the accumulation of his diverse potencies. This is Brahma is speaking to Narada. Please expand this science yourself. Please describe the science of Godhead with determination and in a manner by which it will be quite possible for the human being to develop transcendental devotional service unto the personality of Godhead Hari, the super soul of every living being and the summum bonum source of all energies. The Lord's activities in association with his different energies should be described, appreciated, and heard in accordance with the teachings of the Supreme Lord. If this is done regularly with devotion and respect, one is sure to get out of the illusory energy of the Lord. So this is only, I read the verses so that you can know the context. Brahma is here speaking to Narad, and he told him, you expand this. And then you know, Narad also told to Vyas, and Vyas wrote SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. So all these topics are described here in relation to all the Leelas of Supreme Lord. So, no any part should be left out, because everything is him and his energies, and this creation is also his Leela. It is called Shrishti Leela. You will find in Vedanta Sutra also one topic is there. Why, how, all this. So Leela to Lokavat Kaivalyam. It is his Leela to do this. It has no any other reason than his unlimitedness and his playfulness. He wants to play in unlimited varieties of ways, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. So why this Leela should be left out? So this is also his Leela. So now I will read the commentary which I had in mind, because sometimes we are not so interested to hear about creation of the material world and destruction and how it is going on. We are not interested. So here Sai Maharaj is explaining very nicely to encourage us properly. So now I will read the commentary. The science of learning a subject matter seriously is different from the sentiments of fanatics. Fanatics or fools may consider the Lord's activities in relation with the external energy to be useless for them. And they may falsely claim to be higher participants in the internal energy of the Lord, but factually, the Lord's activities in relation with the external energy and the internal energy are equally good. On the other hand, those who are not completely free from the clutches of the Lord's external energy should devoutly hear regularly about the activities of the Lord in relation with the external energy. They should not foolishly jump up to the activities of the Lord's internal energy, falsely attracted by such activities as his Rasa Lila. Here, Sai Maharaj is telling that some may say, I am not interested in this Shrishti Lila that is useless, but I am interested in Rasa Lila. Means that is false attraction to Rasa Lila. If he speaks like that, he has no connection, transcendental connection with Krishna. Only he wants to enjoy like a story. Some Muslims also, I heard in India, they very much like Rasa Lila to hear, but as a story. So this is going on. So Sai Maharaj saying, no, that is Lila, this is also Lila. So you cannot say, or someone may say, I have much taste for Lila, but no attraction for chanting Harinam. That is also false taste for Lila. Because all Lila is inside Harinam. If you have serving attitude, then you will get taste, real taste in chanting Harinam and real taste in serving Lila. They are non-different. But if someone says, I have attraction for Rasa Lila but not for creation, I have attraction for Rasa Lila but not for Harinam, that is false. That is enjoying spirit only. So now Sai Maharaj is continuing here. The cheap reciters of the Bhagavatam are very much enthusiastic about the activities of the Lord's internal potencies, and the pseudo-devotees absorbed in material sense enjoyment falsely jump to the stage of liberated souls and thus fall down deeply into the clutches of external energy. Means their lust will be increased, not removed, because with service attitude we have to approach step by step under the guidance of bona fide Guru. So continue here, Sai Maharaj. Some of them think that to hear about the pastimes of the Lord means to hear about his activities with the gopis or about his pastimes like lifting the Govardhan hill, and they have nothing to do with the Lord's plenary expansions as the Purusha avatars and their pastimes of creation, maintenance or annihilation of the material worlds, or descriptions of different avatars. Tomorrow we will observe Baraha avatar, then Baman avatar, Ram avatar, all so many avatars. So we say no, that is this Purusha avatar creation, this is nothing. We have only desire to hear Aslila. That is Sahajyaism. It is enjoying spirit. And trying to get that in an authorized way, not in proper, so they are not getting the real thing. That is why lust is also not removed, but it is increased. So here Sai Maharaj continues. But a pure devotee knows that there is no difference between the pastimes of the Lord, either in Rasa Lila or in creation, maintenance or destruction of the material world. No difference. Both are transcendental. Because it is his Lila, he is doing different kinds of Lilas. If I say I have attraction for one but not the other, that is material taste, means enjoying spirit. Then Sai Maharaj continues, rather, the descriptions of such activities of the Lord as the Purusha avatars are specifically meant for persons who are in the clutches of the external energy. They are more beneficial. Rupa Goswami, we are Rupanugas. We are very proud, we are Rupanugas. But we don't want to follow the teaching of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami in Lagu Bhagavatamrita, he wrote one verse, Vishnu Stutrini Rupani Purushani, that verse. Our Gurudev, many times he spoke about these three avatars, and one who knows about them, that they are actually Purusha, they are only enjoyer. One who knows them as the only Purusha, he can be freed from Maya, of this non-eternal man-woman relation. Rupa Goswami wrote. So if you are Rupanugas, then why we are not accepting this verse? He told. So, especially for conditioned souls, this is very important to understand who is the actual enjoyer, who is the actual master, owner of everything, who is maintaining. All this we have to know. Then we can be released from this false spirit of enjoyment. Then gradually we can raise ourselves up in proper devotion, and ultimately that will come, Gopi Prem. But if there is no basis, then so here Sai Maharaj continues, topics like the Rasa Lila are meant for the liberated souls and not for the conditioned souls. The conditioned souls, therefore, must hear with appreciation and devotion the Lord's pastimes in relationship with the external energy, and such acts are as good as the hearing of Rasa Lila in the liberated stage. A conditioned soul should not imitate the activities of liberated souls. That is also there in, you will find, after Shukadev Goswami described Rasa Lila, that verse is that Noitat Samachare, that it starts Noitat Samachare Jata. One should not imitate these things. It will be like as if you are not Shiva and you are trying to drink that poison. He can drink, he is capable of digesting, but if we get only a scent of that poison, not even drinking, scent, you will smell it, you will die. Like that, you will die here also. Like medicine in Ayurveda, it has to be given at appropriate time. First this, then this, then this. Not immediately with that medicine, because that will not work properly. So here also, this is meant. Yes. Lord Sri Chaitanya never indulged in hearing the Rasa Lila with ordinary men. Only with, I'm telling, not Sai Maharaj written here, he relished this only with Swarup Damodar and Raya Ramananda in secluded place, not in front of all. Swami Maharaj continues, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the science of God, the first 9 cantos prepare the ground for hearing the 10th canto. I'm telling. But that does not mean I will just quickly, I will read. The thing is, I have to be established in the teaching of first 9 cantos. Not just reading, one ear goes inside, another, if someone will ask you, you cannot say anything. And also we have to practice those teachings which are in first 9 cantos. We have to be first established on that ground, that we will understand Krishna is the only enjoyer. All are to be enjoyed by him. In this we have to be established by going through first 9 canto. Then you can enter 10th canto and then you can properly digest that. Otherwise you will get indigestion. Means proper, means misunderstanding, improper understanding, and that will harm you. That is why Shukadev Goswami spoke. And Parikshit Maharaj was asking relevant questions and with rapt attention and everything. So this is all necessary. It is not unnecessary. Creation also, all avatars, all this is necessary. We have to get all those teachings and practice. Swami Maharaj continues. This will be further explained in the last chapter of this canto. This is 2nd canto I'm reading from. You will find this is 2nd canto, 7th chapter, 53rd verse in commentary. You will find. In the 3rd canto, it will be more explicit. A pure devotee of the Lord, therefore, must begin reading or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the very beginning and not from the 10th canto. We have several times been requested by some so-called devotees to take up the 10th canto immediately, but we have refrained from such an action because we wish to present Srimad Bhagavatam as the science of Godhead and not as a sensuous understanding for the conditioned souls. So I'm telling, this is real compassion. Because bona fide Acharya, he's a pure devotee of Krishna. He only wants to serve Krishna, and he is compassionate to conditioned souls. He wants to rescue them from their enjoying spirit and engage them in the service of Krishna so that they will get the real thing, real result. They can enter into Radha Krishna Lila as a servant. Then we will get actual benefit. So they want to give us this, not to increase our sensuous enjoyment in this world. That is only non-devotee can do like this. Devotee, they came to rescue us from that poison, not to give more poison. So we have to follow their instructions as they are. Here Sai Maharaj said, I want to present SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM as a science of Supreme Personality of Godhead, by which we can get devotion to Him. That is the point, not enjoyment. So I did not do this, he said. Means he wrote here. Further, he's telling, this is forbidden by such authorities as Sri Brahmaji. Brahmaji is our guru, first guru. By reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam as a scientific presentation, the conditioned souls will gradually be promoted to the higher status of transcendental knowledge after being freed from the illusory energy based on sense enjoyment. So this is the end of this commentary. So it is very clear that all topics of Bhagavatam, or what pure devotee speaks, all are important, and we have to hear with rapt attention for the service of Krishna, because this creation is also his lila. Then gradually we can improve our service up to that point. So we will find this creation in Bhagavatam very elaborate. It is also there in Upanishads, but there's some in more brief statements are there. Of course, whole lila is there behind, but external presentation is only by some short statement. Sa aikyata, he observed the Maya, Prakriti. He observed, glanced his glance. But we'll hear in Bhagavatam how this is going on and how he is maintaining. And so many avatars are coming because they have to bring order, and how demons and demigods, they're always fighting, and conditioned souls, what they're doing up and down. So many things. This is also his lila, Shrishti lila. And this is also eternal. Mahavishnu, Purushavatari, he is eternal. His lila is eternal. It's going on without beginning and going on. Sometimes manifest, and then how he is destroying this world is also his lila. In Gajendra Moksha also we heard, when the time of destruction comes, Krishna is observing everything indifferently. He's observing. So everything we have to properly understand. I will, if I will remember tomorrow, I can find you that verse of Rupa Goswami. Vishnu Stutrini Rupani Purusha Kyani something. Ekas that verse. Or I can find now quickly, 1 second. Because it is related to that. You see, Madhvacharya also, he was explaining Aitareya Upanishad at the time of his disappearance. Sai Maharaj also, he spoke about karma and about good association on his deathbed, means before disappearance, because they have to speak according to eligibility. Yes, here. Sanatana Goswami wrote Brihad Bhagavatamrita book, that is big Bhagavat nectar, nectar of Bhagavat, and Rupa Goswami wrote Lagu Bhagavatamrita, nectar of Bhagavatam, but in brief. So there you will find this verse. Yes. Vishnostu trini rupani purushakyani ato viduh. Ekam tu mahatah srashtri dvitiyam tvanda sangstitam tritiyam sarvabhutastam tani gyatva vimuchyate. Here in this world we see male and female living beings, but actual Purush, male, is Supreme Lord. And all living beings are the outcome of his energy, Prakriti, Tatashta Shakti, marginal potency. When we see Supreme Lord as Purush, male, then we will be delivered from this Maya. We shall have no desire to enjoy this world. So this is explanation, but actual verse says, Vishnostu trini rupani purushakyayani, that is Mahavishnu and Garbhodakashaya and Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. One is Mahadvityam is he's entering into every Brahmanda, that is Garbhodakashaya. Tritiya is, the third one is Sarvabhutastam. He is inside every living entity. So one, Tani Gyatva, Vimuchyate. One who will know these three Purushas, he will be liberated from Maya. He cannot have enjoying spirit. He will have serving spirit. Then we can gradually progress in that service attitude. So here we are hearing Bhagavatam, first canto, how now Bidur, he's trying to give teaching to Dhritarashtra. You are here old and you are staying in this house. You should go to unknown place. Yes. He's certainly a first-class man who awakens and understands, either by himself or from others, the falsity and misery of this material world, and thus leaves home and depends fully on the personality of Godhead residing within his heart. This whole material existence is like a dream. Whatever enjoyment we are getting, sometimes we are laughing, sometimes we are suffering, we are crying, and sometimes we are together, sometimes we are separate. All is like a dream, all false. We have to wake up from this dream. That is why Gajendra, he was praying to Supreme Lord, he said, when there is universal destruction, because sometimes we complain to God. There was such earthquake in Gujarat, in India. 300,000 people died because of that earthquake. God does not see this. How cruel is God? He did not do anything. They all died there, 300,000. He's not seeing anything. Then Gajendra is saying, when there is universal dissolution, not only 300,000, but all living entities in the world, unlimited, they're all destroyed. And he is seeing everything, undisturbed. He's seeing how this is possible. Is he not compassionate? Is he cruel? It is explained by those who are awakened souls. They are beyond this dream. It is like some person is dreaming on the bed and he's shouting, "Please rescue me. Tiger is attacking me." He's seeing in dream, but actually nothing is happening to his body actually. And some other person is awake and he hears him that he's shouting, so how he will help him? He cannot, means he knows it is useless to try to fix that dream. I have to wake him up from the dream. Then waking up, he will understand, oh, this was false and nothing really happened to me. Like that, we are all eternal Atmas. There was never a time when we did not exist. There will never be a time when we will not exist. Atma is not born, it does never die. A person is Atma, one who thinks, feels, wills. Person is Atma, is inside the body. Not the body is not the person. Atma is the person, and Atma is eternal. Najayate namriyate vakadacha, in that Gita. We are reading, but we don't believe in Gita. So, nothing is happening to Atma. He is not suffering. But because he's absorbed in, like we are seeing some drama or television or something, and we become attached to some actor, and then suddenly someone harms him and we feel that pain. But when the movie is over, then that is also over, that emotion. Because we know that is only movie. Like that, we are seeing this movie or dream, but no harm is to the Atma. So Krishna is seeing from that perspective. There is no harm. And if they will surrender to me, immediately I will remove this Maya. They are in this Maya because they don't want to serve me. They wanted to enjoy, so they are enjoying, and they are reaping the fruits of their own actions. What I can do? Everyone in this world, they are reaping the fruits of their actions, sometimes higher, sometimes they are lower positions, sometimes enjoying, sometimes suffering. They are all the time getting, dying, they are born, suffering, changing partners, changing parents, changing everything, all the time changing. Krishna sing, but he sing as an awakened. And pure devotees also sing as an awakened. So they want to awake us from this dream that we will understand, no, this is all false. I was never born, I will never die. Others also are never born, they will never die. Actually them as a person. And they want to rescue us from this dream to take us to Krishna. So Krishna is saying, because he knows there is no harm to the Atma. And they are not surrendering to me, so they're in Maya, so what I can do? If they will surrender to me immediately, I will remove this thing, and they will understand, oh, it was all false. All my crying, all my laughing, all false. Like when you wake up from dream, then you understand, oh yes, it was not. I dreamt that I was very rich. I became one big person. I was very rich. When you wake up, then you see, oh, all false. Like that. So here, the Bidur is telling, he's certainly a first-class man who awakens and understands, either by himself or from others. Always we have to hear first from realized souls, and then we have to practice. Then, when Krishna is merciful to us, then we can awake from this dream. Who am I? Who are others? What is this world? All this we can understand. Then there is no more fear, no more anxiety, no more suffering, nothing. It's all false. And no false pleasure also. We will not be interested in that. So the falsity and misery of this material world and thus leaves home and depends fully on the personality of Godhead residing within his heart. Means we think, I am maintaining myself, my parents are maintaining, I am maintaining my children, I am, well, this we think, but it is not true. Supreme Lord is the actual maintainer. If he does not sanction something, you cannot get, you cannot give, you cannot have, you cannot enjoy, you cannot work without him sanctioning. So ultimately it is he who is maintainer. Creator, maintainer, and destroyer. He's behind. So those who are awakened soul, they depend only on Supreme Lord. They have that realization. I am of him. He's the only master, proprietor, enjoyer, everything he is. And they are depending on him, so they are fearless and also no anxiety. Because whatever we have now, like Ambarish Maharaj, he knew, I may lose everything. And it happened so many times. Someone was very poor, he became, after some short time, he became so rich. Some were so rich, you cannot imagine, but after some time they lost everything. They became beggars. Our Gurudev said, I saw one person like that in India. So we cannot rely on anything. Only reliable is Krishna. So we have to reawaken our eternal relation with him by himself or from others. We have to hear and practice, then getting that realization, waking up from this dream of false perception, then we can be peaceful. So here, yes, these verses we already read. So now, Athodicim disham yatu svair agyata gatir bhavan itorvak prayasha kala pumsham guna vikarshana. Please, therefore, leave for the north immediately, without letting your relatives know, for soon that time will approach, which will diminish the good qualities of man. So here another. Evam Raja Vidure na Nujena Pragya Chakshur Bodhita Ajamidha Chitva Sveshu Sneha Pashandradimno Nishchakrama Bratri Sandarshitadva. Thus Maharaj Dhritarashtra, the scion of the family of Ajamidha, firmly convinced by introspective knowledge, pragya, that intelligence, transcendental knowledge. He got it from Vidur, so convinced by introspective knowledge, broke at once the strong network of familial affection by his resolute determination. Thus he immediately left home to set out on the path of liberation, as directed by his younger brother Vidur. Otherwise we will have to suffer. That does not mean that if he breaks material attachment, material affection, that means he's cruel. No, he's actually doing benefit to all, for their souls, for his own soul and for all others. We are in relation with Krishna and with all others in relation to Krishna. Otherwise we will have to suffer, because you will find, I think it is Brahma Vaivarta Purana or Brihad Naradya Purana or some like this, but in Shastra, once Narad Goswami said to Krishna, I heard that conditioned souls, they are suffering under the clutches of Maya. I want to see that Maya. I want to experience that Maya, that suffering. Then Krishna said, no, why you want to? You are rescuing others from Maya. You are everywhere you are going, you are loudly chanting my name and preaching devotion to me. You are awakening others from that Maya. You are rescuing them from suffering. Why you want to see Maya? No, I want to experience that. I want to feel that Maya. Krishna tried to prevent him, but Narad Goswami, no, if I'm your devotee, then you have to fulfill my desire. I want to experience this. Then Krishna had to think, it's very difficult to show Maya to my devotee, because if someone forgets me, then he's in Maya. If he becomes averse to me, forgetting me, my relation, then he will be in Maya. But he's a devotee, how I can make him see Maya? So then they became Brahmins, and they were going to one house of one Vaishya, and he served them nicely, and Krishna then as a Brahmin blessed him, yes, may you have long life and a lot of wealth. That is what Vaishya wants. That is his only target. A lot of wealth and long life. So Krishna blessed. Then they went to one Brahmin's house, and he also served them. Then Krishna cursed him, may you lose everything. Then how? Narad asked him, why? Both served us, but why you are cursing him and blessing that one? He said, because you don't know, but I know. He's a Brahmin, but he's working on a field like a Vaishya. That is not his job. When he's engaged in that job, he's not doing his own job. What is his job as a Brahmin? He should study Veda, teach Veda, do yagya, take charity, engage in the service of Krishna. This is his job, not that job. That is wrong. So I cursed him. So Narad, then they were going, and Narad was very attentive all the time how Krishna will show him his Maya. Very attentive. So because he was always attentive on Krishna, how he can see Maya? It is impossible. When we remember Krishna, we are out of Maya. So Krishna had to think what to do now. Then he made one lake, very nice lake, and Narad was attracted in the form of Brahmin. Oh, very nice lake. Let us take bath there in that lake. Then Krishna said, yes, you take bath there. I will wait you here. Then Narad went and took bath, and when he dove inside, then that time he forgot Krishna. Krishna made that lila. So when he came out, then he was in one ocean. He could not see anything. Only ocean was there, and he was drowning. And now he was in the form of one girl. So she was not remembering Krishna. She was not saying Ha Govinda, Ha Govinda, Ha Govinda, but was telling her, someone rescue me, someone rescue me, someone rescue me. Not calling Krishna, because forgetting. So then, by the will of Krishna, then one king came with a boat, and he saw one girl, and he rescued, and she was beautiful, and she was also attracted to him because now he rescued her. So king wanted to marry, and she said yes. So they were married, and they had 50 children, and she was very busy taking care of the children. No time, only this. So there was a Janmashtami festival in that kingdom. They also had one Krishna temple was there. So the Pujari, or the mat in charge, he came to request Queen that now soon Janmashtami festival will be there, the birth day of Krishna, so you please come. We'll have Harikatha and Prasad, everything, and we will worship Krishna, Abhishek, everything. Krishna's birthday, you please come. Then she said, no, I have no time. I have no time. You take this money, donation, and go. But I have no time. So you see, why? Because of forgetfulness of Krishna. Now thinking about bodily relations, not about Krishna. It is Krishna's birthday, but no time. Narad, in the form of Garan, no time to even to observe Krishna's birthday. Then they grown up, sons. Then they also got married, wives. Then king thought they are now like small kings, married queens. So he divided his property into 50 parts and gave them. But there was some little difference, maybe due to geographical positions or some mountains like this. Some little difference was there. Someone got more, someone less, but very little difference. So they were living for some time. Then the queens of those kings, they start to speak to their husbands. You know, your brother, he got more than you. This is not good. You should take from him. Then the king said, what is little difference? Our father divided. What is the problem? How father divided, that we have to follow. Our father is object of worship, so why you are? No. The wife said, no, it is not correct. You have to take that from him, because it is not. He got more than you. So in this way, all the time pinching, all the time. And he also weak due to attachment. Then he started to fight his own brother. And then mutual fighting was going on among all brothers, 50, and in mutual fighting they all died. All. Then Queen, the mother of all 50, means Narad Goswami, he was totally shocked and was crying and blaming Supreme Lord. How you are so cruel. You are not seeing. You are so cruel. Angry on Krishna, Narad Goswami. Angry. First you make relation, then you break. Then all this, it was not the time. My sons, they all die. You are so cruel. Blaming like anything. And suffering so much. Crying everything. Then one Brahmin came, who was actually Krishna. He said, oh Queen, what to do? Everything happens by the will of Supreme Lord. They belong to him. He gives, he takes, and according to time and everything is regulated by Supreme Lord. Even if you cry for 1,000 years now, you cannot get back your sons. It is not possible. So this is not the solution, or like this. So you should give up this, but you should do Shraddha ceremony for your sons. It will be beneficial for them, for their souls, by worshipping Supreme Lord, and you have to accept his will. It is his will. He's all good. He knows why and when and everything. We don't know. Everything Krishna explained to Narad. Then somehow Narad was specified. Then that Brahmin said, I will make Shraddha ceremony for you, but first you have to take bath in that lake. Because before any ceremony, ritual, Vedic ritual, you have to take bath and put tilak and all this. In our Calcutta mat also, when there is Shraddha ceremony, they are coming all with they took bath either in home and fresh dhoti, and some are shaving head also. Some are taking bath in our mat also, I saw those who are doing, but that is compulsory. You have to take bath so that you are pure and pure cloth. Then they will offer that Krishna's prasad and everything. So here also, Brahmin said to that queen, you first take bath there. So then that queen entered inside, then out he came Narad, and he saw Krishna in front of him. Then Narad was remembering, oh, what I saw this. Then Krishna asked, oh Narad, why you are taking bath so long? I am waiting for you here. What you were doing there? What was going on? I am waiting for you. Then Narad said, no, I cannot say what was going on. I am ashamed. Then Krishna, no, you tell me what was going on. Then Narad told everything. I became girl, I was married, I had 50 children, all fighting, they all died. I was so much upset. I wanted to commit suicide also. And I had no time to observe your birthday ceremony. Pujari called me, but I said I have no time. So I'm ashamed. What I can say? This was happening. So Krishna, what was this? Then Krishna said, this is my Maya. Do you want to see again? Then Narada said, no, I don't want to see again. Like this, by the grace of Krishna, by the grace of bona fide Guru, Sadhu, we have to awake from this dream of material existence. Realize our eternal identity and eternal identities of all others and of Krishna, and back to Godhead. Where is our home and how this material existence is? It is like a dream. So we have to wake up from this by the grace of Vidur, by the grace of Narad, by the grace of all bona fide realized souls. We have to awake following their instructions. Then, like Dhritarashtra, he cut that material attachment, material affection, material vision, all this he cut by getting that transcendental knowledge, and he awoke, and with firm determination he left his home, means this wrong vision. He left and set out on the path of liberation, as directed by his younger brother Vidur. So, by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we got this chance of sadhu sangha, and if we will sincerely follow their instructions, then we can be awakened from this dream and awaken into real life. Who am I? To whom I belong? Who are others? To whom they belong? How? Why this is happening? From where we came? Where are we go? All these questions are there. We will have to realize. Then we can remove all our miseries and can get real happiness, permanent real happiness. So we should not miss this chance in this human life we got, and this special Kali Yuga, not only liberation and devotion, but by the grace of Mahaprabhu now in this Kali Yuga, we are able to go up to Braja Bhakti. We can get devotion as Brajavasis they have for Krishna, in spontaneous attraction, in intimate, sweet, delightful relation. So we should not miss this chance. Tomorrow we will hear about Varaha Bhagavan, Keshavadrita Varaha Shukara Rupa. It is Krishna who took this form. So Jayadev Goswami, his topmost Rasika in Madhurja Rasa, topmost, he got that revelation that Krishna is bowing down to Radharani, begging forgiveness. He was hesitating to write, but Krishna himself in the form of Jagannath, he wrote. We heard there. So, topmost, why he's singing this? Keshavadrita Shukara Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Why? And other avatars, why he's writing this? Because it is Keshavadrita, like one son of one mother, he gets this title in school and there, and he becomes engineer and the world champion and all these things he's getting. So all these qualities are there in different leelas. So mother likes all. Like that, even Madhurja devotee, he appreciates, oh, Krishna did this leela as Varaha. Krishna did this leela as Bhaman. Krishna did this leela. What is wrong? They are singing the glories of Krishna as Purusha avatar, as Bhaman avatar, Varaha avatar. They are all transcendental, but they have special service in that place. But that does not mean that they are averse to hearing other leelas, especially for conditioned souls. This is very necessary. And our Gurudev told, we are very proud. We are saying, no, we are Krishna Bhaktas, we are topmost. We have nothing to do with Varaha and the pig, this, we don't like this. For with this all imagination, we are saying like that. Gurudev said, if now suddenly you get darshan of Varaha Bhagavan, yes, he is a pig, but he is not ordinary pig. If now you get direct darshan of Varaha Bhagavan, you will forget about Krishna. You will be so attracted to that transcendental form of Varaha Bhagavan, you will forget about Krishna. You are only speaking about Krishna out of pride. Yes, I am greatest devotee. But you have no realization of Krishna, no service attitude to Krishna, and you are speaking, I have nothing to do with Varaha. Same point as before we heard. Same point. If you get darshan of Varaha, you will forget about Krishna immediately. So we should not take these things like cheaply, lightly, like sahajiyas. Then what is the use? Mahaprabhu was hearing these things. So we have to work under the guidance of pure devotee, then we will get actual thing, not for some other purposes. So tomorrow we will hear about pastime of Varaha Bhagavan.